this document, and then she received it. So that's 44 cents anyway. So, and if you think about sending it off on a mass mail, there's expense involved with it. So there have to be enough people that are actually falling for the scam in order to keep, so that they can be covering their expenses anyway. And unfortunately there are. I'll just show you a couple other ones. This is the gentleman that received this check. This is one of 5 American Express traveler's checks that he received. It looks to me totally legitimate. It's so legitimate that I wonder how business people know whether or not to cash these checks. It's got everything that I think American Express. This is the United States Postal Money Order. This one, they were kind to the individual. They only made it out for $850, but fortunately, he did not cash it. This is a check to a woman for $4,940. This is actually the 4th check that she received. And she came into our office and was talking to me, and she was saying, well, I keep doing what they tell me to do, and I don't get. So I said, well, is this your first check? And she said, no, this is my 4th. I said, what did you do with the first 3? I did exactly what they told me to do. Long and the short of it, she was out over $10,000. She's not in any financial position to lose that kind of money. But it was lost, it was overseas. Fortunately, she didn't lose this. But her complaint to our office basically was, I'm following all the rules, but I'm not getting my money. And then, of course, we had to break the news to her that you're going to continue to lose money if you continue to do this. It's a fraudulent check. We've done this for a while, and I think Ann knows we've gone around the community for a while to show these checks. And every time I think I've hit everybody in the 8 counties that our office covers out of the Binghamton Regional Office, somebody will come into the Binghamton Regional Office and tell us another horror story. Just very recently, a retired veteran, served our country overseas, came in to tell us the horror story of losing his life savings through this type of scam. So I know sometimes in my own mind I think it's repetitious, but I also remember what my 2nd grade teacher told me: repetition, repetition, repetition. That's how we learn. We know that we're not reaching everybody in the community that we need to reach. So I would just ask those that are in the audience and those that are watching this on TV to look out for the most vulnerable in the community. That really are those who don't get out much. Tell this story. These are real people that that have been affected by this type of scam. I've left some material here on identity theft. I won't go into great detail. I know there's another time when we'll do a whole program on identity theft. But identity theft is the fastest growing financial crime in our country. So occasionally you'll see someone that robs a bank. And when I see that, I just wonder, why do they rob a bank? Of course, Willie Sutton used to say it because that's where the money is. Money now is through stealing people's identity and then creating accounts. Sometimes it's employment, sometimes it's depleting money out of accounts. And people do it just over the internet. I just recently had, looking at my credit card statement, I saw 2 charges on my credit card bill that didn't belong to me. I checked my wife, didn't belong to her. Someone had got our credit card account somehow and was charging things on our account. The one thing I tell you, the key on that, you got to look at your statements every month if you're using a credit card or your bank statements. If you see something awry, you need to take action immediately. You need to call your credit card company, you need to call your bank, you may need to go to the police to make a police report, but you can't sit on it. The consumer protection laws in New York are very, very strongly pro-consumer, but the requirement is you don't sit on your right. So you'll be protected if you call in and report to your credit card company that someone is using it unauthorized. In my situation, the credit card company put a freeze on my account immediately, and credited me for those charges that didn't belong to me. So I didn't lose any money. It became a hassle because I had to then go get a new credit card with them and notify some that I might have had automatic payment. You know, you got to use this new. So it definitely is a hassle, but the key is timely reporting. Throughout the Binghamton region, and you know, I see it firsthand in the 8 counties that we cover, including Tompkins. But it's national. I know it's national because I've talked with police agencies outside of New York. The grandparents scam is alive and well. And the grandparents scam is simply a grandson or daughter, supposed grandson or daughter, calling up a elderly person, and what you say on the phone, if it's a female that picks up the phone, you say, "Grandma," and you hope that Grandma's going to say something like, "Is that you, Johnny?" Or, you know, "Is that you, Mary?" Whatever. And if they don't say it right away, you continue the conversation. And if Grandma or Grandpa says something like, "It doesn't sound like your voice," you say, "Oh, I've got a cold, you know, I'm having a hard time." They're very good at, and they zero in on grandparents because they know, you know, that old coffee mug, if Mom says no, ask Grandma. They know that grandparents would do almost anything for their grandchild, anything within their means. And what they're doing is they're calling up and they're saying, "Grandma, I'm in Canada, or I'm in England, and I've lost my wallet. I don't have any. I've lost all my identification. I don't have my passport. I don't have any way of getting out of this country. I've got a hotel bill that I have to pay, or sometimes it'll be I have a car accident. I need to get my car repaired, and then it's, you know, can you wire me $2,500? Well, does Mom or do your mother or father know about this? "Oh, Grandma, don't tell Mom. I'm already in trouble enough. You wouldn't go and tell Mom, would you? I'll explain to Mom when I get back, but I've got to get back there. Don't let her, don't make her worry, and I'll be in deep trouble if, you know." And you're playing to all this the emotion that grandparents would have. My wife and I are not grandparents yet, but we very much look forward to the time when we will be, so that we can spoil our grandchildren rotten. So it's playing on that emotion that allows you to make these phone calls. In our region, it's happened over and over and over again. In the town of Vestal that I live in, the grandparent who sent the money called the town police almost immediately after doing it. Thought, "What did I just do?" And the town police, because of the grandparents' quick action, were able to get a hold of Western Union and stop the payment. So she got her money back. In the city of Binghamton, they waited a couple days before they called the police on it. And all it takes is really a few hours. That money was gone. It's made front page headline in most of our papers throughout our region, mainly because the news media wants to get the word out. But I'd also ask you to, you know, as you encounter people in Tompkins County, you also help get that word out that that is a total scam. And again, when in doubt, if you give our office a call, we